I think
if he doesn't make a game-winning field goal, they don't play him.
I think like some Bears old player called him up like, man, Chicago loves tough players, or he heard some radio show, something dumb. He just heard how much Chicago loves tough players. He's like, I got to do it for the fans. I got all these millions of Bears fans rooting for me. I got to play. And that's what
Yeah,
I hope that's his mentality. I want him to have that.
just don't
The
millions of dollars on the table.
I don't know. I mean, the Bears wanted him to play too. If the Bears were smart, they probably wouldn't play him. But at least in the second half, he would have said, "All right,
Yeah,
you're done." I don't know if they have a backup kicker though. But at that point,
they
you don't
had
even
a
need a
different
kicker.
guy doing the kickoffs.
I know, but at that point, you don't even need a kicker. It's 28-3. You can just go for it on fourth down every time or punt.
Yeah, well, and yeah, they had whoever the guy was doing the kickoffs for, because it wasn't Pinheiro, whoever that guy was,
Was
just
it not
have
their
him
punter?
kick. If he's not accurate, who cares?
Was it not their punter?
It probably was their punter. Have their punter kick.
Yeah, yes. If you really need those 3 points, otherwise just go for it on fourth. All right.
Yeah.
And then, that's all I got for that Monday Night Football.
Yeah, same here. And
All right. You want to go straight to Sunday Night Football? We can go to Thursday Night Football. We can go wherever you want.
I'm going to let you lead. I will just say, let's not start with Thursday night.
All right. I don't even remember what happened Thursday night. Do you?
I do remember. We'll talk about it later.
All right. Let's start with Sunday Night Football. Rams, Browns. First thing I gotta say, Jared Goff stinks. He's terrible on the road. I don't remember him being this bad. He's terrible.
Wasn't this kind of the thing, it's always with every, and I think this applies to just about everything in life. It's always going to go down to a happy medium. All right, what Goff under Jeff Fisher and Jeff Fisher's last year was terrible. Everyone said he was a bust. They were ready to label him a bust.
Mm-hmm.
Then he comes out the year after under McVay, under this offensive genius, and he's looking like an MVP candidate. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, people were wrong about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, really, it's at the end of the day, Goff is column A, column B. I mean, he's a little bit of that guy we thought was a bust, and he's a little bit of the guy that we were saying was an MVP candidate. He benefits heavily from the McVay system, but at the end of the day, he does have to make throws, and during certain games, he can make throws. This was one of those games we kind of got bust Goff instead of, MVP candidate Goff. But the Rams were able to pull it out, and really kind of just, the Browns were, had some very questionable decisions in the game and kind of gave the ball to the Rams. But the Rams won, and at the end of the day, all that matters is what's on that scoreboard.
Freddie Kitchens took the blame for the loss. I don't know if you saw that presser, but I mean he had some dumb play calls, but it was definitely not all his fault they lost. Baker was not good. Baker threw the 50%. He wasn't really finding any of his big name. I mean he has all these big name receivers. He's not finding them. But offensive line's not very good. I don't know. I don't think this Browns team's very good.
Well, they're all flash, no substance.
They just
you know
don't.
what I mean? They're all flash, and they I just like, it's a rookie head coach who, I mean, no one was convinced about Freddie Kitchens. No one was claiming him to be good until they beat a bunch of sub 500 teams last year.
Mm-hmm.
Then people just assumed with all the moves that they would be great. And then they play the Titans week 1, and people realize, oh, yeah, that's right. Like, it's not just paper. Like, there's more that goes to it. And, coaches, I think the Browns are getting outcoached every single game they play. They're getting outcoached. They're losing that matchup. And then on top of that, Baker has done a huge regression because people have tape on him. And that's what happens your sophomore year. People have tape on you, and then that's when you really figure out, okay, what are you able to do as a player?
I think Baker just bought way too much into his own hype. He's having a little bit of that sophomore slump. Probably didn't put in enough work. But I don't know. I don't see this Browns team making the playoffs. Don't see it at all. I don't think this Rams team is necessarily that good either. I think Cooper Cup's amazing. I do
Yeah,
think Cooper Cup's amazing, and I think Aaron Donald's amazing. But they've lost. This defense hasn't been the same defense from last year. I don't know. I'm not sold on the Rams this year.
yeah. I mean, they lost pieces.
They did.
You know,
They
they
lost. They did
definitely
lose
did
pieces.
lose pieces, and Talib's only getting older.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh,
Clay Matthews is
so
old. Eric
there,
Weddle's
and I
old.
don't think anyone ever thought their defense was going to be the same. I will say though, that they still have Gurley as a playmaker late. They still have a fantastic receiving core. You said Cooper Kupp was great.
He was
Brendan
phenomenal.
Cooks was really good as well.
Brandon Cooks had
They,
those.
I mean, they still are a dangerous team, and they're definitely going to make the playoffs. And they're definitely going to win their division. So I think if they can turn it on late and they can kind of click, and Goff can find a comfortable rhythm, I think they can kind of, once again, they are 3-0, but they can kind of, not really flip a switch until week 15, get it going. Maybe week 15 is too late. But they can kind of wait to flip a switch, get on a hot streak late, and still make a playoff run. They don't have to be good at week 5. They
They'll
don't
be a
have to
playoff team.
peak.
They'll be a playoff team. I just don't think they're what people think the Rams are. I think people think they're an NFC Championship contender. I think they're a first or second week team in the playoffs.
I think that this NFC has gotten a lot stronger from last year. I think that's why.
I think there's some good teams. I don't know if they. I don't know. I don't know who I really like in the NFC. I know who I like in the NFC, but I'm saying like all these other teams. I don't really think there's any really good teams. I think there's a lot of good teams, just not the really good teams. No great teams. There's one great team.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
There are a couple.
All right. So we were talking. Baker, he stinks. He stunk. And just people forget. They overthink things. They forget the most important thing is you got to win football games. People look at all this tape, this highlights. They just worry about their GQ interviews. And then you think, wait a minute, what about Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones does nothing but win, Matt. Did you like my
You know what?
Did you like my Baker GQ into Daniel Jones?
Yeah, it's done.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
So with that, we're going Giants Bucks. Daniel Jones, he's the best quarterback to ever step foot in the world. Greatest quarterback of all time. What do you have? 300 or 400 yards?
300 something, but he accounted for 4 touchdowns.
304 touchdowns. That was
2
the
rushing,
stat.
2 throwing.
That was the stat. Yeah, but Daniel Jones, great second half comeback.
Yeah.
Apparently he got his teammates pumped up because he cursed in the huddle in the second quarter or something, and they're like, "Whoa, this kid curses? Okay, this guy's pretty badass." I read that quote somewhere.
Whoa,
like,
this kid curses. Also, he thinks we're gonna score. Wow.
Whoa, Eli never thought we were going to score. Eli just said, "All right, guys, run the play."
Do you remember my take from before the season?
What was the take?
I said Daniel Jones is gonna break Baker Mayfield's rookie touchdown record in only 12 games.
Ooh. He could.
Looks like I'm wrong. He's gonna do it in 14 games, but 14 games, he's gonna do it.
It's gonna be a little tougher without Saquon. He's gonna miss. It said 4 to 8 weeks. I'm gonna assume they're gonna just lay off him as long as possible because he's the centerpiece of your franchise.
So they're saying 4 to 8 weeks. After 8 weeks, I think they have that bye week. So I could definitely see them just sitting him out and giving him that bye week, so he'll get that full time to be well rested.
Mm-hmm.
This is a real big blow. It's going to be interesting. I mean, Evan Ingram looked great. Sterling Shepard looked great. Daniel Jones, 4 touchdowns. He lost a couple fumbles, but 4 touchdowns, 300 yards, looked really good. This offense seemed to be able to function without Saquon, but, I mean, you lose, easily your best player on the team, and that's never, an easy thing to recover from.
I can't believe that Daniel Jones amazed me. He actually amazed me. I can't believe he pulled off that second half comeback. The Bucks collapsed. They definitely collapsed.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh,
I,
for
I
sure.
just can't believe that he made that comeback. They were getting crushed. Saquon went down.
Hmm.
And then the first play of the second half, they throw that deep ball. Was it to Evan Ingram? I think it was to Evan Ingram. I don't remember
Yeah.
right now, but I think it was Evan Ingram. They throw the deep ball for the touchdown right away. I just couldn't. And then this Bucks defense looked amazing last week, and they looked good in the first half, and they just put up a stinker in the second half, and there's nothing you can do. I think Jameis had like a more like almost perfect passer rating, but I don't know. I was really on the Bucks last week. Now I'm really upset with the Bucks. I feel like this is the Bucks for me. That's what they're gonna always be. Is really good one week, really bad the next. Just very inconsistent.
I mean, I think that they're going to be bad more than they're going to be good. But I know they got Bruce Arians and they change, and all this different stuff, but this is a team's gone 5 wins or less in the past 3 or 4 years. I don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, they haven't been in the playoffs. They haven't been a contender in a while, and they haven't changed anything. They're the same team.
Yeah, I mean they've
So
added to the defense is about all they've really done. I don't even think Devin White's played this year. Devin White hasn't even played
but
this year.
yeah, so it's yeah, the team that won 5 games last year and didn't add anything really.
I think this. I don't know.
Yeah, they're probably going to win about 5 games this year.
I don't
So
know
it's
what.
they're the type of team to blow these type of games.
I really don't understand what happened that second half because that defense is really good. That defense is pretty good. I don't get it. Shaq Barrett is destroying the sack race right now. He had 4 sacks this week. He had 3 sacks against Carolina. I don't know. This is a good defense. This is a really good defense, and they're only going to get better when they add Devin White. It made no sense to me how they could just
Yeah.
collapse to Daniel Jones with no Saquon Barkley. I just didn't get it, and it's not even a good
I
offensive line. I
mean,
don't get
Daniel
it.
Jones.
Maybe it's 2019. It's the year people just start to love the Duke kids. We have Daniel Jones. We have Zion. I don't know who's next, but I'm ready to start hating Duke again. All right.
Well,
You got anything else about that?
no, that's it. Do you think the Giants are going to regret this win? Bucks going to edge them out to get the number 3 pick or something? Or maybe they're in a whole group, they end up with 5 wins and they're 3 teams with 4 wins, and they're just behind them all. They're like, man, we could have just lost that game.
They probably will regret. They'll probably regret. I don't know what the kicker's first name was, but Gay missing that field goal. They're gonna be like, if that kid could have just made his field goal, we still would have had our Daniel Jones hero moment. But we would have been like, oh, whatever. He had that great moment, but we lost. It was okay. But that might be the Giants' new worst enemy. That field goal kicker. He's gonna cost them getting a really good offensive lineman or defensive player.
All right.
All right. Let's do
We're moving on to
Broncos Packers. Packers moved to 3-0.
Yep.
I think the Broncos are the best 0-3 team. I don't think they're that bad, but Joe Flacco is very bad.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree. You also look at this Broncos schedule, and it hasn't been easy for them by any means. I mean, so what's interesting is this Packers team. They're winning with defense. I mean, that's what it is. They're winning with defense. Aaron Rodgers doesn't look fantastic.
They haven't had to
under
play a
this
good
new
offense
scheme.
yet.
And I'll tell you this much: I wasn't convinced with Matt LaFleur. And I'm still not convinced about Matt LaFleur. I know he's a McVay product, and those are worth their weight in gold. And they're 3-0. I don't know if Matt LaFleur is this offensive guru that he's claimed to be. I just don't know. Their offense doesn't look great.
It hasn't been great. They just all they've done is got wins. I mean, when you have Aaron Rodgers, it's hard to have a bad offense. But you were talking about the Green Bay Packers.
Aaron Rodgers hasn't even been good.
He's been good. He just hasn't been Aaron Rodgers good.
I don't know. He's been I've seen Case Keenum play better than what Aaron Rodgers has done when Case Keenum was with